So I'm going down this list of actors and actresses that have played gay roles in movies or TV shows or whatever. So just going down this list, some of these people are familiar, some of them I don't know, or these shows I've never seen or watched. But I got down to The Matrix, and I'm like, when and where was anybody gay in that movie? I just watched it for the first time a few months ago, so I don't remember anything being gay in that movie. So I go and just kind of look over, what the movie was about, see who the directors were, just kind of going over the storyline, asking myself, did I miss something while watching the movie The Matrix? There were a lot of things in there that I did not see or I did not pay attention to. Like they were referencing 9/11 in the movie. I didn't even see that. So I'm like, who is even the directors of the movies? So here are the directors. Were once men and now they're women. Okay? And of course, I Google, was The Matrix a gay movie? And look at this. Like, it was confirmed that this Matrix movie it's about a trans narrative. Like, it had nothing to do with what we think it's about. The Matrix itself was about the desire for transformation, but it was coming from a closeted point of view. Lana and Lily felt misfits in their assigned gender identity and made a clean break, as did Neo when he took the red pill. No one should continue to live in a skin they don't feel they belong in. Like, I missed all of that watching the movie. Like, I didn't even catch on to none of that. So I'm reading all of this. I'm tripping. Like, wait a minute. What other movie is a gay movie? Like, is X-Men a gay movie? And of course I type in, was X-Men a gay movie? And
Is it true that X-Men directors and writers see the term X-Men as a code word for gay in the X-Men movies? Are they using diabolical subterfuge to shove gay propaganda down the throats of our children? No one likes to be manipulated by Hollywood and liberal elites, but that's how many X-Men fans feel when they find out that X-Men director Bryan Singer, who stands accused of pedophilia and child rape, has used the series to indoctrinate young boys into a gay lifestyle. The evidence that the gay elite who are running Hollywood are manipulating the world through Hollywood is not some strange conspiracy. In fact, X-Men director and writer Bryan Singer, who stands accused of pedophilia, admitted in a BBC interview that, quote, mutant was a stand-in for gay in the X-Men movies. In fact, he even admitted of scenes in X-Men that were analogous to gays coming out of the closet.
And yet they exist in movies that aren't seen by the select few or the critic elite. They're seen by tens of millions of people because they are those kinds of movies. For goodness sake, there's a coming out scene in X-Men 2. That movie's probably in its scope is made with the video and all that over close to $1 billion and seen by millions and millions and millions of people, and it's got a coming out scene in it.
So, when did you first know you were
a mutant?
A Harvard-trained specialist in public persuasion tactics, wrote a book entitled After the Ball, which outlines subversive tactics to be used by Hollywood elites to propagandize and homosexualize America. And After the Ball, they recount a 1988 meeting of gay leaders in Warrenton, Virginia, who came together to consent on points of the gay agenda. Kirk and Madison stated that a main tactic of subversion was to, quote, portray gays as victims of circumstance and oppression, not as aggressive challengers. Gays must be portrayed as victims in need of protection so that straights will be inclined by reflex to assume the role of protector, end quote. Homosexual William Ernest, in his article Making Gay Sense of X-Men, admitted, quote, Singer and his screenwriters equipped X-Men and X2 with the rhetorical stealth needed to fly below the gaydar of many critics and audience members, end quote. Singer and his screenwriters equipped X-Men and X2 with the rhetorical stealth needed to fly below the gaydar of many critics and audience members, end quote.
So here I am thinking X-Men was about just superheroes fighting, you know, just for entertainment, and this whole movie is about gay.
The goal of X-Men writers doesn't seem to be just to seek to make homosexuality and perhaps pedophilia normative behavior, but to cast homosexuality as even superior to heterosexuality, as X-Men are portrayed as evolving into a higher species eclipsing Homo sapiens. However, according to Francis Collins, who headed up the Human Genome Project and is currently the Obama-appointed director of the National Institute of Health, scientific and genetic experts recognize that contrary to popular myth, homosexuality is not genetically hardwired or biologically predetermined. In short, homosexuals are not born that way, it is a chosen behavior. Homosexuality is not genetically hardwired or biologically predetermined. In short, homosexuals are not born that way, it is a chosen behavior. Homosexuals are not born that way, it is a chosen behavior.
Homosexuals are not born that way, it is a chosen behavior.
Using movies and theater has long been a tactic used by homosexual activists. Homosexual activist Michael Swift flaunted gay aspirations in the gay community news piece entitled Gay Revolutionary as he envisioned a gay utopia. Swift stated, and I quote, "We shall sodomize your sons, emblems of your feeble masculinity, of your shallow dreams and vulgar lies. We shall seduce them in your schools, in your youth groups, in your movie theater bathrooms, wherever men are men together. Your sons will become our minions and do our bidding. They will be recast in our image. They will come to crave and adore us," end quote.
I'm so pissed off. I'm pissed off, number one, because I liked and watched all of the X-Men movies, okay? And not only that, but I let my daughter and my son watch those movies as well. Like, he's watched all of the superhero movies, just like some of your sons may have watched some of those superhero movies.